26 South African food companies will be exhibiting their products at the Sial Paris International Food Products Exhibition that's taking place from the 15th to the 19th of October this year. These companies produce processed foods, non-alcoholic beverages, preserved foods, spices and a lot more. The Department of Trade, Industry and Competition has set up a national pavilion at the venue where the companies will be showcasing their products and services. Well, to tell us more about the exhibition and the value of it, I'm joined by Willem van de Spuy. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Trade and Investment at the DTIC. Thank you very much, Willem, for joining us. Now, I understand that the Sial Paris Trade Show is quite a leader when it comes to exhibitions in Europe. So tell us, what sort of value does the DTIC see from this upcoming food exhibition for our South African companies that will be exhibiting there?
Well, thank you. Thanks for inviting us this afternoon. As you indicated, Sial is a major exhibition. It takes place every 2 years. And what is also interesting for us is that about 7,200 exhibitors participate and over 310,000 trade visitors participate at this event. So for us in South Africa, I think it's a major entry point to profile the best of our South African agro-processing and food producers, and to give us basically exposure into the European market, but also the global food market. So I think based on the previous success that we've seen at this event, I think this is a major gateway for us to really profile the best that we have to offer of the 26 companies that we're taking.
Absolutely. So you indicate that it's every 2 years. So would this be the first trade show since before COVID?
That is correct. I think for Sial Paris, this will be the first one. And that's why it's also very exciting for us for our companies to be there physically, to really show their products physically, and to really engage with buyers, distributors, wholesalers, and also the restaurateurs. And I think that face-to-face engagement is really where we can link up our companies with buyers in international markets.
Yeah, so in my introduction, I did try to give an overview of some of the companies that will be exhibiting their products and services. Just give us an overview of what kind of South African food companies will be there.
Well, I think what is very interesting for us, as you said, is 26 companies, but also it's in terms of the variety of products that we are looking at. It's anything from companies that we have that is presenting frozen foods, rooibos and other teas, sauces, canned foods, olive oil, herbs and spices, dried fruits and nuts, health foods, juices and beverages. So it's quite a long list, but I think that's very exciting for us because it really shows the range of manufacturing in the agro-processing sector that we have in South Africa, and kind of the competitive companies that we can really participate in these international engagements and international food market events of this nature.
Yeah. Now, we've heard that the EU has been quite tough on the South African agricultural sector, you know, setting very high standards. Some people think finicky standards that are unnecessary, which then raises the cost of these companies, doing business and exporting. Do you think that is, as much as a hindrance that might be, do you think that there's still a lot of lucrative business that these businesses will be able to attract as they go out and market in the European market?
I think, as you rightly pointed out, the European market is a complex market. It is a difficult market. There are very high standards around food safety and the likes. And I think we have ongoing discussions with the European Union around those. That said, I think our companies do have the products which can enter the market. We are in that market, whether it's fresh produce or whether it's even our high-end value-added food products that we present. And what we've seen from previous events of this nature, where we really had successful stories coming out and quite high numbers in terms of sales, I feel we can definitely still get access into that market and really profile our products. And again, I think, although this event is taking place in Paris, this is also a global food show. So in many ways, we present the best not only to the European market, but to global market. And I think last indications were that for the previous event, more than 70% of the international trade visitors were from outside of Paris and also in the European Union. So therefore, I think it is a successful event in many ways for us and a great platform to really show what we have to offer. And as I said, many of our products can meet the requirements of that market. Challenges, yes, we know that, but I think it is still an exciting opportunity for us.
Yeah, but of course the timing is not so great right now when we look at what's happening locally here in South Africa with Transnet workers being on strike and imports and exports suddenly, coming to a halt as a result. It must be difficult, to be able to market South Africa when things like this happen. We know that obviously these things happen in other parts of the world as well, but the timing is not great for this.
Well, of course, these are challenges that we have to deal with and address. And I think what is also important to say is to say that these type of events are not just in terms of sales at the event. We see that a lot of sales, future sales, get generated from our participation at these events. And if one looks at the export cycle, it can be several months before discussions become real orders and contracts are signed. So I think despite these challenges, it's good to remain in the global market in terms of profiling ourselves. And again, it's not just about sales at the event, but it's also in terms of future sales, which is generated in the linkages that is created through participation in these events. And that's the dialogue with buyers, wholesalers, and distributors.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us. That was Willem van der Spuy. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Trade and Investment at the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition.